This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's up? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. You tuned into another episode of the Viewers Anonymous podcast where we give you TV and movie takes and reviews straight out of Hollywood. What's going on, my guy?
Can't call it. Just trying to survive on this place that we call Earth. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But you know how they could be. But man, how you
Yeah.
feeling, man? Everything good with you?
Oh man, everything is great, man. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoying like you said, man, enjoying life, excited as hell, you know what I'm saying? The USA moved on to the next round in the World Cup.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
sir.
You know, I'm a soccer fan, so excited about that. The first two games they had a draw, so you know, this year might be promising. We might be seeing something super big out of the US this year, man. You know, the first couple of times we went, um, well, I know the last World Cup we didn't even go. The World Cup before that we went, and it was a big upset because you know what I'm saying we thought we were gonna go a lot deeper than we was in the tournament, but we didn't. But the World Cup tournament before that was the huge one. That's the one where we had like the squad. So you know what I'm saying? We went pretty deep in that one.
That was the
And we got
one with
over.
that was the
Mhm.
one with Landon Donovan and Tim Howard and all them jokers, right?
Yeah, that was Landon Donovan's last one. Tim Howard, that was his second to last one. I'm trying to think who else did we have? We had Landon Donovan. We had man, I forgot what the
Oh,
young it was the young black dude's name was, but we had him. We had the one dude, I forgot his name too. He went overseas and he played on the same team as or he played for Manchester United. I mean, not Manchester. Yeah, he did play for Manchester United. And then we had another dude that left. He used to play for the San Jose Earthquake, but he left and he ended up playing with Barcelona. So like we had a strong team that year. But we just couldn't get it done, man. But this year I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? We got a nice young squad. Christian Pulisic is doing his thing. He scored the goals to, you know what I'm saying, give us the win. And then I think his name is Tyler Howard. He the captain this year. Young black dude, baller. He's a baller. So we got some promise this year, man. I'm excited about it, man.
that's what's up, man. Yeah, I haven't I
Yeah,
haven't really
buddy.
been I haven't really been watching. I've been hearing about it. I heard he scored the goal with his dick,
Hmm.
but you know what I mean. Gotta do what you gotta do out here on these streets, man. You know what I'm saying? Goal
Yeah,
is a
man.
goal.
Hey, let me tell you something. The one thing that people underestimate is getting into that World Cup tournament. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that soccer is, you know what I'm saying, the world's game. Oh, hold on, time out. I'm sorry. As I'm talking about this, I'm finally seeing the trailer for this Will
For
Smith Slave
emancipation.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that shit gonna be
I
on
just
Apple.
yeah. So my TV must be faster than yours because I just saw it too. Why you shaking your head,
Yeah.
man?
Cause man, I don't know what it is about this nigga, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. These last few movies that this nigga just been like trying to like go off on dudes like on some on some like monumental shit. It just ain't been it, bro. I got a bad feeling about this movie. I had a bad feeling about the concussion movie too. But anytime he do a movie where it's just one word, it's usually trash.
Oh, wow.
Think about it.
Oh, oh, no, man, that was two words. I was about to say 7 pounds. That's two words.
No,
Focus was
that was
alright.
who was in it. Wasn't that Margot Robbie?
Yeah,
That's why. It wasn't
man.
him. I'm trying to tell you. Watch and
Dang,
see.
now you got me thinking.
Watch and see.
One word movies. Will
One
Smith.
word. I challenge anybody listening and watching this. If you could find me a movie that Will Smith is in with a one word title and it's a good movie, listen, I will personally cash app you $10. But I'm telling you, it's not a real thing. Any one word movie that he does is always trash. Go through his IMDb and find every one word movie that he got.
I
Garbage.
did. He was in that Safety, which I didn't know that. I didn't watch it though.
Yeah,
Aladdin. He did
probably
Aladdin.
that, but he wasn't the star of that.
Gringo. I guess he wouldn't have starred that
He
either.
wasn't the star of that either. Yeah.
One word Will Smith movies. He was in Annie. Well, he was a writer. Never mind.
Yeah, I was say even that wasn't that good.
Man, Will Smith.
Telling you, bro,
I don't know. Well, it
it's
ain't
not a
that
real
many
thing.
though.
I
I mean,
know,
it's
and
not
I'm telling you, all the ones that he did with one name are trash.
one that, dude. There ain't really nothing. That don't even. Hold on. Hey, did you know? Wait a minute. This is bringing up stupid shit. This say a superstar. They say he was a writer with Get Jiggy with It.
He was.
Just because he said Get Jiggy with It don't mean.
No, he was the writer for Get Jiggy with It. That was his song.
I mean, it was, but still.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
even
so
know why
he
they
did.
credited him for that.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so they say he did Ride in 1998.
Hmm. Have you ever seen that?
No,
That's what we should do. We should go and watch all one word Will Smith movies and
dude, it ain't
rate
nothing
them.
but
I'm
like
telling you, they all
three.
ass. I know. You notice how the rest of them he ain't got one word. I think that he did this for on purpose, just so to be trash, so people will stop making slave movies. Because if Will Smith can't
Yo.
make a slave movie good, then can't nobody do it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay, so Bright. I know you didn't like Bright.
Bright was actually good, but it wasn't because of Will Smith.
Okay, I know you didn't like Hancock. We already done been down the whole Hancock
Hell, I
situation.
hate Hancock. Hancock is the most racist movie of all
Yeah,
time.
we're not we're not doing this today, man. So he did Hitch. You ain't like Hitch?
No, Hitch was good, but Hitch wasn't his movie for real. Hitch wasn't good
Man,
because of
you
him.
changing the rules, man.
No, I'm telling you, I'm saying I like Hitch. I'm telling you, Hitch wasn't good because of him, though. Hitch was good because of Kevin, what's his name? Kevin
James.
James.
Okay,
Yeah.
are we count? I know. Well, it's two words. Never mind. So I Robot wouldn't count because it's two words.
No, I Robot was good though.
Oh well, here go one, and you're gonna have to say it was good. Ali.
Ali. Ali wasn't
Yep.
that good.
Man, you need to stop, man. There you go,
He
man.
was
See,
good as
see,
Ali. He was good as Ali. But Ali wasn't that good, bro.
man. Okay, that's
No, I'm
it.
just talking shit. Ali was that shit. I'm just talking shit.
I
Ali
know
was
you
fire, though.
is,
Yeah,
man.
Ali was fire, bro. Ali was
I
fire.
know you were
But
bullshitting with
would
that,
you
man.
count that though? That's a biopic.
I mean, a biopic is still a movie. A movie is a movie. I
I
mean,
mean,
whether it's
yeah,
a,
I'm saying like, but it ain't like what I'm saying is like the movie.
I
Okay,
mean, it's
so
not
like,
like Focus, but yeah, I
yeah,
mean, I see what you're saying.
I mean, I guess it count because it's a one word title, but still, like that's Ali, bro. You was excited because we finally seen the Ali story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is true. This is true. He killed it though.
Nah, he really he murdered that shit. He damn near
He
was
really
Ali.
did.
That's one of them. That's
Because
what like he up there with like how Jamie was with Ray. Like that's
see, yeah, we had that
yeah,
conversation, but the differences
yeah,
was even though Ray was on set, Ray was blind, but he still was able to, you know what I'm saying, coach,
yeah. Well,
Jamie.
I mean,
But
well,
even with Ali being there,
I think
he
Jamie
had the
Foxx was
shakes.
yes. I think Jamie Foxx was better as Ray than he was as Ali. Because like Jamie Foxx
Yeah,
literally was Ray Charles. Like you knew that was Will Smith, but like he was convincing as Ali.
yeah. I just
You know
thought
what
it
I'm
was
saying?
funny that they had Jada in there as to be one of his love interests, but it wasn't his wife.
Good.
I know, right? That's what he
She
should have
ain't
took
the
that as a
she ain't
lesson
really
right
the
there.
best. She ain't really the best actress.
Okay, we ain't
We
doing
need
this,
to.
man.
Hey man, listen. Hey, hey, listen. I'm just being real. I think we need to have a pod where we talk about these people who get credit for being, you know what I'm saying, these these stars who really can't act.
I got one. I
Mm.
won't say it today though. I'll hold on to it.
No, come on, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Who?
Okay. All right. So we doing this? Okay.
Yes.
Yo, I don't get the Meryl Streep thing, man.
I don't either. I do not
I
either.
don't get it. I
I
don't
don't.
get it, man. I don't see why she's considered to be so great. And I'm like, even though, granted, I've only seen maybe four movies
Mm-hmm.
that she's been in, and I only
Mm-hmm.
really liked one. I mean, well, what's the name was cool. What was that movie? Up in the Air. Up in the Air was cool.
Okay.
We already did that. Well, don't look up. Don't look up. I mean, don't
Yeah.
look up.
Yeah.
But there's one movie that she was in though. She wasn't the main character though, but
Right.
she did this one movie called Prime. That's my shit. I fucks with that movie.
Okay.
But like, but I didn't like it because of Meryl Streep was in it. But it's just like, yo,
Yeah.
I don't get this like the whole now she's like the most. I think she's like the most nominated Oscar
Mm-hmm.
person,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, yo, like
I
I
think
don't
I
get
think
this.
Viola is behind her.
I mean, I can see that. I don't
Yeah.
get the whole little she's one of the greatest of all time and stuff. It's like
Yeah, I don't
I
either.
don't
You
get
know
it.
who else I don't? You know who else I don't get? Tom Cruise.
Why am I not surprised?
He
Dude,
he just.
you any opportunity you get to kill Tom Cruise. Except one time, it was one time you didn't kill him. It was one time you didn't when we did Vanilla Sky. You didn't kill Tom
Yeah,
Cruise
that was
for
yeah,
Vanilla Sky.
but Vanilla Sky and Eyes Wide Shut, those two I give them credit, but like the rest of them, nah, I don't see it. Like Mission
Man,
Impossible, I don't see it.
come on, man. What about you don't fuck with Jerry Maguire, man?
It was Cuba Gooding Jr., man.
Oh my
We
god,
gotta be
this
real,
guy,
man.
man.
Nah, we gotta be real, bro. Because I think a lot of times what we do is because people are in these movies, we get them like a lot of credit for like, you know what I'm saying? Like for instance, right? Friday. Chris Tucker made that movie. Ice Cube was horrible in that movie.
Ice Cube was not horrible in that movie, man.
You are crazy. You go back and go watch um Ice Cube in the last Friday that came out. Go watch him in Are We There Yet? And then go back and watch him in Friday in the Players Club. You're gonna be like, he grew a lot. Because I'll tell you that shit's horrible.
Man, Ice Cube had his moments, man. But
Listen,
yes,
Ice
it
Cube
was
was
Chris Tucker's movie.
I'm
But
telling you, he was
still,
great. He was great in Boys in the Hood because he wasn't playing a different character. He
I
was
mean, he was
playing
Ice
Ice
Cube.
Cube. That's what I'm saying. He was playing Ice Cube. That's it. Now, if you take him out of that, like if you take that, because to me that's his greatest role ever. Like he murdered that shit. But if you take that out and then like you put all the rest of them in line, the last one is gonna be the first Friday and Players Club to me. But he's done a lot of growing. Like he can really act his ass off now.
I hear what you're saying, but like he still has some funny moments in Friday.
No, yeah, I'm not talking about having funny. I'm talking about acting. I'm talking about just the making you believe in a character and everything like that, like acting. Like he wasn't believable in Friday.
Man, you trying to tell me in Friday After Next when they was sitting in the security booth, and he was like, man,
He killed
he
that
said,
shit.
don't get your ass shot out here. He said, man, you heard what
Yeah.
happened to the last security guard. What
Nigga,
didn't
you
he
ain't
sound
heard what happened
convincing?
to the last security guard. No, that's what I'm saying. The last Friday that came out, he was dogging
Yeah,
that shit. That's what I'm saying. He
yeah,
was great.
true,
I'm saying in the first
true.
Friday though, he wasn't convinced. Like, don't get me wrong. I know it was set for him to be great because it was in California. He a nigga from California. Like it was just, you know what I'm saying? He was really being himself. I'm saying just like you could tell that he didn't have like no real acting skills. He ain't been challenged yet. I feel like once he got to like Are We There Yet and all those other movies, that's when he started getting challenged to do other stuff. And then that's when, you know what I'm saying, like his skills really start showing. But them first ones, nah, I ain't a real
Okay.
big Ice Cube fan, man. But we got to do that though. I think that'd be a good pod to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Come up with 4 or 5 people who we just really don't get it.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, man. So man, we got one exciting one today. You know what I'm saying? This is a Netflix joint starring John Boyega, starring OG Bobby Johnson. What is that nigga real name?
Glenn Plummer,
Glenn Plummer. I keep forgetting his name. Glenn Plummer. Um, also starring damn, I just
Rotimi,
said his name. Yep, Rotimi. What's DeAndre Bonds?
DeAndre Bonds, Kiki Palmer.
Um, Kiki Palmer. What's old girl name? She was Vanessa and them auntie and Bernie Mac show. It's Bernie Mac wife.
Uh, Bernie Mac's wife.
Yeah, off the Bernie Mac show.
I,
Kalita Smith.
I
That's her
don't
name.
remember.
Kalita
Oh,
Smith.
okay, okay.
Yeah, and starring Kalita Smith as well. It's Imperial Dreams on Netflix. It came out in what was it?
2014.
2014. All right. But pretty much it's just a story about a guy who gets out of jail and he's trying to find his way out of the hood, out of the trouble, out of the nonsense to make his life right for his girl and his son. And of course, that ain't how life works. And it's like every time you try to leave, something keeps pulling you back.
Yeah.
I
Hey
hate that
man,
I
you
use that.
stupid.
I hate that I use that. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into the trailer, man. Then we gonna get into the business, bro.
Gotcha.
All the other losses just serve to strengthen you.
What do I have to do for my son?
Prepare you for what's ahead.
Okay, so rewatching this, man. What was your thoughts?
Um, well, for me, man, going back because I think this was my second time. I watched this when it originally came out, and going
Hmm.
back and watching it this time, man, like being in the field of stuff that I like watching. You know, this type of stuff intrigues me. I do
Hmm.
the little pod series I got on the 28 minutes or less with the dealing with like this type of lifestyle shit, and
Yeah.
it just going back and watching it, man, like to really think about people that are in these situations where he been in and out of jail since he was 12 years old. He's 21 years old now. He ended up getting, I don't know if I want to call it published, but he ended up getting in this book. Like he ended up writing basically like a little small biography about
Yeah, it was
himself,
a
and it got
short
put into
story
a book.
book.
Yeah, a short story book. So he wants to actually be a writer, and it's just like getting out. And what's very disappointing to me, knowing that this was a real thing, is the fact that like, so his uncle was the one who pretty much raised him because his mom was strung out on drugs and she was an alcoholic. And like,
Hmm.
as soon as he get out, like his uncle wants him to make a run for him. He's like, "Yo, man, I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to, raise my son." Blah 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 blah. And for him to fuck that shit, like, I want you to do this run. You know what I'm saying? I want
Yeah.
you to do something for me. It's like, yo, I just got out, and it's just like when you look at your OGs and you're like the guy that's your uncle, you would think that they would look out for your best interest. But he's like, nah, fuck
Hmm.
that shit. Like, this is our lifestyle. This is what we do. And it sucks when
Right.
you see somebody who's really, really trying to make a change with their life. And he's just like, nah, fuck that shit. Like, look, your mom's been staying here, your son been staying here. And like, I don't know, man. But like, was this your first time?
No, so I remember when you had brought it up and you had mentioned it and we put it on the list and everything. And you had told me about it and it didn't sound familiar at first. And then I remember watching it after I watched it. I remember him being in the car with his son. And that's when I remember I had seen this before. But I seen it probably around like maybe 2017, 2018.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but yeah, I had, I wasn't really watching it, but it was on because my ex-wife was watching it or whatever. So that's how I had ended up seeing it. But actually watching it this time around and seeing it, um, first and foremost, we got to start giving credit to John Boyega, bro.
Yeah.
Him, Dempsey Idris. Idris Elba, like all of these British guys that come over and you know what I'm saying get these roles that it's funny because a lot of the roles they get is always like West Coast roles. It was except for Idris.
Mm-hmm.
Idris had like he had to go to Baltimore,
He
but
had the
um
he had the wire.
yeah, but for the most part, like the fact that these guys are coming in and playing these roles and they're doing an amazing job. Like John Boyega did an amazing job in this movie, showing his emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like you could really see his acting skills. However, it's not so much of him or any of the actors that I didn't like. I just didn't like the story. Like, dude, my nigga was just trying to make it out the hood, bro. Like this is a modern everyday story. And it's just like he just had fucking gut punch after gut punch after gut punch, and then like nothing came of it. That's the only thing that pissed me off about the movie. There was no like good solution at the end of it. However, that is also a reason I think that this movie is great because there's no fairy tale ending. You know what I'm
That
saying? Like usually
that's
we see
yeah.
this, yeah, we see this and then it's like, you know what I'm saying? You see, oh man, finally the redemption at the end. We don't get that because we're left pretty much at a cliffhanger. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think as far as that part was amazing the way that they, you know what I'm saying, ended. I really loved the ending of this movie. Just the movie in general, to me, I just didn't like the story of it because I really wanted to see him get a win. You know what I'm saying? He kind of got a slight one, but I just wanted to see him get at least one win in the movie.
But see, that's what I hate to say this, but like that's the one thing that I like about the movie is the fact of
Yeah.
him not getting the win. Because I think that what this
Right.
shows, it shows what a lot of black people have to deal with, especially in those type situations. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like this is why you see certain families always stay like where they are. Like there never is a situation where things are getting better. And then you see the situation
Right.
where he got a brother, but they both got different fathers. And his brother
Mm-hmm.
is, he was raised, with his father because, like I said, his mom was throwing out on drugs and all that type shit.
Right.
And it's just like, so they're still living in, what I'm saying, what do you call
Mm-hmm.
it? Housing. Well,
They in the
when they can't
projects.
have, yeah, they're in the projects, but they can't have anybody else stay with them.
Yeah.
So, like, his brother's situation isn't severely better than his, but at the same time,
Right.
his brother is, on his way to college, where he's trying to get to college, doing everything that
Mm-hmm.
he can to get a certain, he ended up he needed $3,000. So
Yep.
it's just like now his brother is sitting in a situation where, like, dude, like I got Howard on the way, but I took
Mm-hmm.
every grant I can get. I've gotten every loan that I can get. I can't get a
Mm-hmm.
credit card. It's like I still need $3,000 to get out. And his brother is like, yo, let me hook up with, what I'm saying, with our uncle, try Uncle Shrimp, try to link up
Yeah.
with him to be like because he wants what's his name, Bombay, um
Bambi.
Bambi. He want Bambi to do the run, but Bambi's like, yo, I'm not trying to do it. And so his brother Wayne is like, yo, once you just do it, he's like, nah, because like he's gonna always want something in return. But like the one thing about the story for me, it's like you're thinking to yourself like, yo, like don't do it, dude, like because
Yeah.
something is gonna happen. Like it's not because how many times have you heard stories of guys who were on their way to college or whatever the case may be, and they either got shot or killed or got arrested simply because they made one decision to do something that they was like, it's kind of an iffy situation, but you go out on the limb, you like, oh man, I'll be all right, and then you do it, and then your whole life is ruined. Like that's what was
Mm-hmm.
about to happen to Wayne. And it's just like you said, like, yeah, he don't never get no wins, and it's like shit gets worse and worse and worse. But what I do like about it is the fact that he never caved in
Yeah.
because his uncle gave him an ultimatum where he was like, either you make this run and do me this favor or get that kid and get the fuck out. And it's like
which is crazy because it's like I don't know, man. It's like I could never picture my uncles like doing me like that.
Yeah,
Like that's fucking wild.
kicking you.
Like I get it. I get it. Like kicking me out, yeah, that I get it. At that point, he a grown man. But he like the way he was just talking to him, like, I don't want to see you in here. I don't want to see that kid ever again. And then your mama got to get. I'm like, yo, come on, bro. Like,
Yo,
what are we doing?
and then told him that he had to get the car out the front, out the yard, so he had to
Mm-hmm.
push his car. And dude, like I say, we've had this conversation before. There's always that one crackhead in the hood.
Always, always. Everybody
Always
know.
that one.
Everybody got love for him. He got all the
And
information.
yeah, and like he ran into him one time with his son. You know what I'm saying? They caught up a little bit because because he was locked up, and he was just
Mm-hmm.
telling him to stay up. All this type shit. And then he's pushing the car down the street, and then all of a sudden you see the crackhead now put his bike on the trunk and helping him push the
Yep.
car down the street. So there's
And got
always
him
that
some
one
lights.
crackhead. Yeah, and gave him some lights. Because they
Yep.
had to end up sleeping in the car. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just like, man, when you think about Uncle Shrimp, man, like he is definitely not OG Bobby Johnson in this.
No, he's not.
Like, like he's definitely the most hated character in this movie because,
Mm-hmm.
and then like when the whole thing where he was like, okay, I'll do this for you, but what I'm saying, he wants your mama to strip, and it's like, come on, man, you got both of her kids in here and you
Come
want
on,
her
bro.
to strip right in front of her kids, and she was gonna do it for her boys, but
But
still,
see,
come
that's what
on.
I'm saying, man. Like it's like that type of shit, bro. Like to see Glenn Plummer playing this role. First and foremost, is a shocker because he don't never play the bad guy in anything. I've never seen him play the bad guy in anything. Even when he was OG Bobby Johnson, like this nigga turned his life around in jail, came back and was trying to get his
Yeah,
son from
Ray.
Ray Ray. And then like in any other movie I've seen him in, like he's always been like a nerd or like a scientist or something like that, like where he, you know what I'm saying, he doing something different. But it's like to see him doing this was like in a sense it was kind of heartbreaking, man, because it was like, damn, not OG Bobby, because you gotta call him OG
Ray.
Bobby Johnson. I was like, man, not OG Bobby Johnson, man. Like this nigga done went back into the life, he done fucked everything up. So it was crazy to see that. And then like even to see the situation he had put his son in. Like even to have his son, you know what I'm saying, in that lifestyle, doing everything he was doing. Like when his son came in the house, he like, yo, nigga, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck you doing over here? Like, you gonna have the spot hot. And it's like, nigga, this your child.
Yeah,
Like,
that's your child that's
dude,
on the run.
yeah, because of some shit that you doing, because of the lifestyle that you know what I'm saying, got them accustomed to. So not only was it hard, you know what I'm saying, for Bambi to get out of that shit because of, you know what I'm saying, his uncle, but shit, his cousin who was like a brother to him, you know what I'm saying, he was still in it. And then, you know what I'm saying, they out kicking it, you know what I'm saying, his cousin trying to do his best and trying to be, to me, his cousin was his main, like, even though his brother was there too, but you could tell his cousin was like his main cheerleader, like
Yeah,
the one who was like, bro, you gotta get the fuck out of here, my nigga. You
yeah,
got a
but
son, like,
even with that, the first time that
hmm
he saw him and dapped him up, he was just he grabbed the piece and was like, "Hey man, look, I gotta run up on these dudes real quick, man. You trying to run with me?" And he
yep,
told him,
yep.
"Nah, I'm trying to change my life." But even when he
But
said
you
that,
see,
he was like,
he let
"Cool,
it
write
go.
that book that you trying
Yeah,
to do." Yeah.
exactly,
So yeah,
exactly.
so he let it go. But it's like Uncle
Yeah,
Shrimp, like he stayed on him. You know what I'm saying? Stayed on him to like stay in that lifestyle. And it's just like Bambi had so many opportunities to just fall right back into where he was. And it just like you
man.
said, like every situation, it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And like I talked about on the coming soon, like the whole situation about trying to get a job and shit. And it's just like, all
Yep.
right, let me go get my license. Like how the fuck? Like, well, you do. I don't know. I don't know how that damn child support got to 15,000 that fast. That's crazy.
I
But
mean,
forget,
you gotta think about it though. If he been locked up for however long, first off, I hate his son's name, bro. Daytone. Come on, bro. That's a horrible name. That's a horrible name. Anyway, but you know what I'm saying? However long Day was alive, and then because it seemed like his girl had just got locked up. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, or if she was, she only been in there for a little bit. Like, so the fact that she, you know what I'm saying, the son had to stay with, you know what I'm saying, the uncle, and it seemed like he took the rap for his uncle. Cause the officer, what's the dude name? Hernandez or whatever his name was.
yeah,
He had
Hernandez,
said
yeah,
that he had said that like you going what he say you gonna cover up for your what he say you gonna cover for your cousin like you covered for your uncle, and it was like you know what I'm saying when he said that I kind of thought about it like damn this nigga went to jail for his uncle he took the rap but it made sense because when he came home his uncle was like yo whatever you need you know what I'm saying I'm always be there for you I always got you and then that shit quickly turned around we see because he ain't want to make that run.
yeah. It was just like, yeah, to a certain degree, I got you, but I only got you if you're gonna stay in this quote unquote family business thing that we got going. But
Yeah,
as soon as he
yeah,
told him that he was out, he took the opposite approach of what you think an uncle would take. Usually, an uncle
right.
would be like, you know what, you serve time for me. You say you want to
Mm-hmm.
turn your life around. You're trying to raise this kid on the right path. I'll do what I can to support you. You know what I'm saying to get you on that right path. He's like, nah, fuck this shit. I need you to make this run to Portland. And if you don't make this run to
Yeah,
Portland, I want y'all out of here, and I want that car in my front yard to where. And I think that once he showed him that, you know what I'm saying, when he left and pushed that car, I think
yeah.
that the uncle should have been like, you know what? I see that you like I didn't know how serious you was. Now I
Mm-hmm.
see you willing to sleep in the car with your son, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, to become a writer. You know what? Let me help you. Nah. He's like, fuck that shit.
Bruh, this is the thing that pissed me off. His uncle, right? He worried about this little funky $4,000. I mean, he worried about this moving these little pills. This nigga could have gave this man this $4,000, set him up to where he'd have been straight. He could have been writing. He could have got him a little whip, something, you know what I'm saying? He could have bought a little whip off somebody, did a little stuff here and there. Meanwhile, he could have set himself up for a couple months, got some groceries, all that good stuff. Him and his son could have got an apartment. And in the midst of all that, he could have sold his book and paid his uncle back double what he gave him. And it would have been all good. But that to me, what this just shows is just like how short-sighted, you know what I'm saying, some people can be. And when you in a situation like that and you don't see yourself getting out of that situation, then you know what I'm saying, that's to me when the term misery love company hits the hardest because it's like
Hmm.
not only did his uncle want him to make that move. But even remember, you know what I'm saying, when they had got in the car and his uncle's in the back seat and was like, yo, some of us just are who we are. You know what I'm saying? We can't explain why we here, but this is just what we gotta be. And it was just like, fam, that's not real. Like the fact that that's his mind, his uncle's mindset, just kind of lets you know why they in a predicament that they're in. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure with the money that his uncle was making, he could have been got out and did some other shit. Like he could have really like this nigga had a whole house. This nigga had 45 people living with him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was living with this nigga. Then on top of that, like, you know what I'm saying? He making runs. I mean, he doing everything that he had to do without worrying about anything. And the thing that really pissed me off about the whole thing is that, you know what I'm saying, you tell your nephew how much you love him and you know what I'm saying, how much love you got for him and all this other shit. And it's like, really, you ain't got no love for him. You really just want him to just stick around so he can do whatever it is you want him to do.
Yeah.
It was some
Like
bullshit, man.
I only love you if you're doing what I want you to do. But if you're not doing what I
Exactly.
want you to do, it's like fuck you. And it,
Yeah.
it, it sucks, man, like because this is exactly how people fall back into the system. Because when you don't have
Mm-hmm.
the support of people that's the closest to you, and it seemed like they were close, and it's like
Yeah.
yo, I want to change my life around, and I want to focus on being a writer. And it's just like his uncle was not supportive, and then the only person that was supportive, well, two people, because his brother was supportive too, and his brother was trying, but his
Yeah.
brother had the one slip up. And I mean, now granted, he said that he was trying to help him when that whole situation happened with
I
his
mean,
son.
it that to me that was a little excessive like that, and I think that's another part of the story I didn't like either because it was like, okay, his son was outside, his brother was in the house, his son got cut or whatever. It wasn't like no major cut. Who the fuck called CPS?
Man, so somebody,
Who? Matter of fact,
it,
my thing is this:
who who in the hood?
who the fuck in the hood? Thank you. Who in the
Yeah,
hood called CPS? Because I've never heard of no shit like that.
I've never heard that either. Most people in the hood mind their business, or at least if they see a kid, they'll sit there and try to figure out who kid is it because they know. Look, we don't.
I
First
ain't
of all,
never.
we don't want any of those people in this neighborhood for number one, because most of our living situations, we don't want our shit
Already
exposed.
fucked up. Yeah, it's already
Yeah.
fucked up.
So that's the one part. Yes, like that part do not make sense. I see why they put it in the story for the simple
Mm-hmm.
fact to show look, he's trying to he's being the best father that he can be at this point.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
know it sounds crazy saying, yo, like they're sleeping in the car. But you also gotta understand that was the best, that was really the only and
Yeah.
slash best situation that he had because he couldn't stay with Uncle Shrimp because
And they could have been
anything could
sleeping
happen.
outside.
Yeah, and anything could happen on that run. And it's like, dude, he literally just
Mm-hmm.
got out. And it's just like now you
Literally.
put him in the situation to put him right back in, crossing state lines. Like,
No driver's
come on,
license. No
no
nothing.
driver's license. Yeah, so it's like he was gonna be right back where he was. So the best thing, because like I said, he couldn't get a job because he didn't have an ID. Couldn't get an ID
Mm-hmm.
because he was $15,000 back child support. Then the only
Mm-hmm.
reason he was put on child support is because she wanted to get food stamps. And then the food stamps came late, and so she had to do what she had to do. I don't know if she was shoplifting or she tried to write. I think she tried to write a bad check. I think
Yeah.
because it didn't come in enough time, and she was like, he needed to
Mm-hmm.
be fed. So it was just like you see, like some people will watch this movie and be like, oh, well, y'all need to make better decisions. Y'all need to do this. Y'all need to do that. And it's like that's why I do like this little series that I do on my podcast because if y'all are in these situations, you're not doing the shit because you want to. You're doing the shit because you have no other options. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? This is literally survival of the fittest. And like
Right.
he's trying to survive in this world with even the dude at the DMV was like, yo, yeah, it's fucked up. Like it is fucked up that yeah, because he was like, yo, I just got out of jail. I didn't even know I was on child support. And
Mm-hmm.
he was like, yeah, he was like, the system is fucked up. But unfortunately, this is the system that they have in place. And you can't get a ID unless you pay the back child support. And he's like, how am I supposed to pay the back child support if I can't get a job because I can't get a job without an ID? So it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
and then he went to go see the parole officer, and he's like, "Yo, like
He
you
was
need
a
to have a
fucking
job,
asshole, bro. Nah, dude
man.
was
Come
an
on, you know who
asshole.
that is,
Yeah, that's a nigga had to eat off the floor in Four
Floor."
Brothers. I'm glad he and his wife had to eat off the floor. He deserved it off of that fucking role, bro. But he said, what you gonna do? He like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to become a writer. He just stared at that nigga like, shut your lying ass up. And I'm like, you a fucking hater, bro. Let that man live his fucking dreams, man. You sitting up there hassling that nigga. And first and foremost, they supposed to be helping you find jobs and shit like that, man. That's what they do. They supposed to be providing the services to help you continue to stay rehabilitated. And you know what this nigga did? Absolutely fucking nothing. He's an
He did
asshole,
nothing.
bro. Dude was an asshole. Oh, and the caseworker. That's another thing that pissed me off too. She told that nigga, man, hey, you know what I'm saying? We got resources and shit to help you out if you need help. That nigga like, nah, everything good. Ain't nothing good, nigga. You better call that goddamn lady, man. Shit, she could
but
probably
this
help
is
you
the
get a
thing.
fucking job.
But this is the thing though, because remember that what happened when they were standing outside when he cut his arm, right? And she was like, "Is this where y'all stay?" And he said, "Yeah." And he didn't sell his
Yeah.
brother out. So you could tell his integrity. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to throw his brother under the bus, but he also wanted to make it seem like we got a place to stay. I think if he
Yeah.
told the caseworker that, yeah, I need help, she's like, okay, where can I meet you? Like, where do you stay? And he's like, yo, I stay in my car. She would have took the kid right then and there. But the
I don't
person
think
that
she
I
would
did,
have. I don't think she would have. Because she didn't seem like she was doing it maliciously. Because even the way she had walked up to him, like she seemed as if like she didn't even want to do the shit. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? My nigga, you lied to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, and when she said it, like, yo, you know what I'm saying, we got shit to help you out. Like, you just gotta say something, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Closed mouth don't get fed. And I feel like if he would have took that opportunity to talk to her and possibly say something, some shit could have changed.
it's possible. I can see how you can come up with that conclusion, but then like even the whole situation with Hernandez, like I think,
Yeah,
excuse me, Hernandez and his partner, I think that they were the cops
assholes.
where, see, I don't know,
No, they was
because
assholes.
the reason, like the whole one scene, yeah, that was an asshole move to have him in the back seat and roll up in, you know what I'm saying, roll up on them dudes and open up the door. I get what they were
Mm-hmm.
trying to do. That was an asshole move, but to see the emotion that Hernandez had when he pulled up with the caseworker, I don't think Hernandez wanted him to get his kid taken away
Of course not.
because
He did. Yeah, of course not. Of course not. Yeah.
that felt like, because like I think Hernandez was that one cop that's like, especially when you work the type of job that they do, like Hernandez will never be in a situation where he would shoot first, ask question later, because it seemed like he knew
Right.
everybody in the hood. Like
Yeah.
everybody in the hood knew Hernandez. So like, oh man, that's
Mm-hmm.
Hernandez. Like we know, yeah, he a cop and all, but he ain't. You know what I'm saying? He ain't that type of cop. But like,
Right.
because he knew him by first name basis. Like he's been knowing him for years, and it was just
Yeah.
like it felt like he knew what was gonna happen, because he kind of like apologized before he even said like, yo, the caseworker over here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he knew what was gonna happen. So yeah, I don't think Hernandez was that much of an asshole. I think that when he was trying to find his cousin, I think that he really just wanted his cousin off the street, because he knew that what ended up happening to him was gonna happen to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I think, yeah. So I think Hernandez was just more of like, yo, we need to get your cousin off the street before he get gunned down. Would you rather your cousin do time, or would you rather him, to, you know what I'm saying, be dead? And like even when he told the story about what happened, it was just like he showed remorse. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me when Leon shot into the car and killed the kid in Snowfall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he was just like, yo, we was at a party. They pulled on me. I pulled on them. I shot, and I end up hitting a 10-year-old kid. Like
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't his intention. And like, he was like, yo, he like that boy looks like your son. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just like he showed remorse for what he did, but like that's the way. I mean, unfortunately, that's how the hood works. You know what I'm saying? They end up finding him, putting him down. But I don't know, man. I don't think Hernandez was an asshole though.
I think he was, man, because it was like just on more than one occasion. Like the first time they got pulled over. You know what I'm saying? When he had his brother out, his brother got on a fucking suit, bro. Like, come on, man. You know this nigga ain't doing nothing. You affiliated? That nigga said, nigga, I'm in a suit. What the fuck are you talking about? Am I affiliated? Nigga, I got a job opportunity out here. Nigga, I'm about to go try to get this grant. Get me the fuck off the curb, sir. Like it was just certain shit that he was doing. I was just like, man, this nigga's a dick, man. And then his partner, she was a dick too. Cause she talked about when he was walking back to the house, talking about that's not a place for you to keep a kid. Bitch, you know what my situation is. Why the fuck would you say some stupid shit like that? Like, come on, man. It
Yeah,
was just
like
fucked up, man.
yeah, and I see what you're saying. Like when like that scene, like you said, we gotta get John Boyega some like dude. Like there's two scenes
Yeah.
that really stood out to me. The one scene was when he went to his uncle, and his uncle was like, "Yo," he gave him some money. He was like, clean up the place, whatever, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So when his brother Wayne got back, and like, they got into their little fight or whatever, whatnot, and just like how he was like acting there, but like the scene though is when the caseworker took his son, and it's like, yo,
Oh my
this
goodness.
dude
Yo.
this
Okay.
dude got a bright future.
Real quick. Is it me or do that nigga look like Denzel, bro?
He can make faces
He
that will make him look similar.
favors Denzel Washington, bro.
He can look similar to him, especially in this movie because the way he had his haircut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
that
it was a
scene,
couple of them scenes he did that I was like, that nigga look like Denzel.
man, he was like that was a Denzel moment.
Yeah,
When
for
when
sure.
she took his son and he looked at her and then like, man, this is what you want. And he was like,
Mm-hmm.
man, nah, but like it was tough, man. And like you said, for it to end the way it ended, for him to, and then like he did get a win, but immediately after his win, that's what happens. So to paint the
Mm-hmm.
scene for the people, he went
Yeah,
to
that's what I said. He
he
got a
went
slight bump.
downtown. Yeah, he went downtown. Man, I wish I could remember what that receptionist's name was. I can't remember what her name was. So he goes in there. He showed,
Janine. It was Janine.
was it Janine? So he goes in. He was like,
Yeah.
Janine, you know how your name? Oh yeah, because he was like, you got sister name. He was like, you
You
got some
got
black
sister's
kids.
name, yeah.
Yeah. So he's talking to her, and so she's like, we're not really publishing books like this or whatever, whatever. And he told her about he got a little short story, blase, blase. And she's like, I can't make you no promises, but I try to, slip it to some people, whatever. So fast forward,
Mm-hmm.
he get an email back from Janine. She actually emailed his book to a publisher, and they're looking into publishing his book. So he's all happy. He's sharing a moment with his brother, and then Hernandez pull up, and then you see the social worker, and then she comes to text his son, and it was just like, yo, he finally got the news that he wanted to hear.
Yep.
And then at the same time, he's getting his son taken away 10 seconds later. And like the way that
Mm-hmm.
this movie ends with this, it just shows his brother taking him to go visit his son. And then his
Mm-hmm.
brother, because he got visitation with his son before he got to take him back, and he just took him swimming. And the movie ends. And it's like,
Yep.
damn, did this girl get out? Did he actually get published? You know what I'm saying? How
Yeah,
long did it
that's
take
what
him
I'm
to get his
saying. Like,
son back? You know what I mean? So like, yeah, for them to end it
yeah.
like that, man, it leaves a lot of stuff open. But it also, what it also shows you is like there are people where like this is literally their lifestyle. It's like we have to,
Mm-hmm.
you get out of jail and you're trying to figure this shit out, and everybody that it's kind of like Power, right? I know you didn't really watch Power, but it was like when it came to Ghost, he made it as far as he wanted to go in the game. And he's like, all right, I own this club.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a club owner. I want to get completely out the game. And everybody nah, man, we got to keep doing this shit. Nah, we got to keep doing this. And it's just like, you would think everyone would be like, you know what? That's great, man. Let's all get out the game. Let's start a legitimate business. But everybody's telling you, nah, man, you need to stay in this shit. And it's just like, everybody, like the mindset of like being in the hood and growing up in the hood, and you're doing all these things, and it's like, this is all you know, this is all you see. And like, you looking at life so one-sided to the point where it's like, how could you even think getting out of this? What, you want to write a book? Man, fuck your book.
Right.
Do this run. And it's just like, that's got to be tough, man. Like it got to be tough. I mean, it's not this is not the same thing. But when I started first speaking about doing a podcast, everybody like, man, what the fuck? Fuck is a podcast? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like it
Right.
was just one of those situations where like it wasn't like a lot of support. I mean, I don't know what your situation like, but for me, like it wasn't like a lot of support. It wasn't nobody like,
Nah,
oh
mine
man,
was
do
the
that shit.
exact same way.
And it was just like it
To
sucks
me, I
sitting
feel like
back.
the
No, you got it.
I was not real quick. I was gonna say the equivalent of that to me would have been like if you was like, yeah, I'm about to start this podcast, and Uncle Washington was like, nah, fuck that, run this cocaine over to North Carolina real quick and then come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn, man, I'm trying to make something of myself.
Yeah, man. It's one of those movies. I think what's important about this movie is understanding why so many people fall back into the system. I think there's a misconception of like, oh man, look at these criminals. They're not getting rehabilitated, while they're behind bars and all this type of stuff. And it's like, okay, if they get out and this is the situation that they're falling into, this like to me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm huge into if it's a fact, it's not an excuse. Like
Right.
this is a fact. Like a lot of people when they get out, these are the things that they got to deal with. And it's just like it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been so easy for him to just be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Put it in the floorboard, give me the directions. I'm heading up there. It would have been easy for him to do
Yeah.
that. It would have been easy for him to be like, all right, I'll make this one run. You give me this 4K and we done. But
Mm-hmm.
he was like I'm not doing it. Like I got my mindset and I'm not doing it. I'm not falling back into this game. And like even the scene where, you know what I'm saying, when he punched his uncle, and I get like, don't get me wrong, I know it's like a thing in the hood. If you pull a gun out on somebody, it's always the thing of, oh man, you go point it at me, you might as well pull the trigger. Like it's like all that
Yeah.
little shit. But it's just like, come on, man. You asked this man mama to strip in front of them for you, and you want me to be okay with that? Like, yeah, I pulled a gun on you, but I had no intentions of shooting you, and then you gonna sneak up on me. You know what I'm saying? When I get in my car, you sit in the back seat and you gonna put a gun in my head and basically call me a
Right.
disappointment because I don't want to do what you want me to do, and I want to, you know what I'm saying, take my son out this situation. Like Uncle Shrimp was. You want to talk about somebody that's an asshole? That's
No,
who's the
that
asshole.
he was a bitch, bro. He is a real live bitch. Cause it's like, bruh, like my nigga, I'm sitting here, you know what I'm saying? You hear me telling you I'm trying to make it out and I'm trying to do something in my life. The least you could do, bruh, is show me some fucking love and at least be proud of me, at least help me do that shit. Like all he asked him was like, man, you know what I'm saying? Just let me stay here till I get my, you know what I'm saying, my shit straight, man. And I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna make sure you good and everything else. Like, bruh, he just did a fucking bid for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You can't even show them the love to fucking let them stay there for a little bit without them fucking having to go run some errands and do some shit like that. That was some bullshit, man.
And then he read his book and like, well, I'm the bad guy in here. It was just like,
Yeah,
I'm just
nigga.
telling my truth.
The fuck?
It's like, yeah,
Yeah, you
I'm
are the
just
bad
telling my
guy.
truth. Hey, if that's how you read it, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? I can't tell you how to interpret what I'm writing. If that's what you got out
Right.
of it, then apparently, if you feel that you're the bad guy in this story, then you're the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Because he was like, yo, I'm
100%.
just writing my truth. That's all I'm doing. If that's how you interpret it,
Mm-hmm.
I can't determine how you interpret it, what I wrote down here. So if you feel that he's putting
Exactly.
the whole thing as this bad guy, then obviously you're the bad guy. So I
And
just think that this movie was
it
important, man.
well no, it is. But is it me or did you bug out too when he was reading what he was writing to his son?
Hold on, which oh yeah, yeah,
Cause I was
because
like, that nigga a little too young to be hearing that though.
he is, but like, dude, in those situations, you got to grow up young, but remember what he said.
I mean,
He
no, you
said,
right.
"Yo,"
Cause he
he
was
said,
actually living it.
"Yeah," and then you gotta understand. He said the first time he went to jail, he was 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one of those situations, dude, where like you gotta grow up fucking fast, dude. Like
Yeah.
I was listening to the Crew Has It, and they had Tony Yayo on there. And
Mm-hmm.
Tony Yayo was like, yo, he was like, look, he's like 50 Cent's 2 years older than me. He said he first met 50 when he was 10 and 50 was 12. He was like, dude, he was like, I had both of my parents. He was like, 50 moms get killed, and he didn't know who his father was. He said, so when I was 10, chilling with the parents, he was like, 50 was hustling at 12.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, he's probably reading that to his son, thinking like, yo, like this is life, yo.
Yeah.
And it's real
Yeah.
deal. It's harsh. It's you know what I'm saying. Like those, like me and you, we can keep certain shit from our kids at the age that they is right now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Right.
then you have to start exposing them to different things the older that they get. And like for him,
Mm-hmm.
not had to, but I understand how he was able to put that on his son at that age because he was like, yo, when I was your age, this was, what I'm saying, the type of shit that I was dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And what I
Yeah.
what I loved about this movie the most though was to see how dedicated of a father he was. And
Right. Right.
what I don't know is was he like we don't know how long he did that bid. We don't know if he was there when his son was born because what we don't get
I think
is
he said 3 years.
because this is the thing. When he walked in, when he first seen him, he's like, "Do you know who I am?" And like he kind of got up and then went to another room.
Well,
And
see, that's
then
that's
like
what I
what?
said. I think it was 3 years though.
So yeah, it was just like, and then that's another thing. Like your son, so what? I guess he really going off of a little bit of memory and pictures, like to know like that's
How
his
old
father.
was
So
this little nigga supposed to be though?
that's what I don't know. I don't know how old he
Because
was.
he was that nigga had to be 10 in real life.
Yeah, they do that a lot in movies where like they'll be like
Ain't no
10, but they
way.
got them playing like they 6.
Yeah, like ain't
Yeah, they do that a
even
lot.
then, like ain't no way this nigga was like kindergarten age, bro. That was a big ass kindergartner.
Nah, but I just like to see like the whole like he literally would do anything for his son.
Mm-hmm.
And he did
For sure.
anything but going back into the game. He would do that for his son.
Yeah.
And to see a man be a father to his son like that,
Mm-hmm.
that because like the way a lot of people view, which is I don't know why we get that stigma, but it's just like, oh, well, black guys like fathers and all this type shit. And it's just like to see him really, what I'm saying, literally doing everything that he can to keep his son on the right path so he don't go back.
Right.
I thought that was great, man. To see a
Yeah.
father, what I'm saying, in a movie like that. That's one of the things I liked about this movie as well.
Yeah. Shout out to Kiki Palmer too, man, because she did a great job with the two scenes that she was in. Um, I thought that she did, you know what I'm saying, a pretty decent job. The one scene that made me laugh though is when the second time he went up there and he was talking to her and he was like, "Yeah, I got some shit to where something happened or whatever." And no, he had the little boy had got cut. They had got cut. And she was like, "What happened to him?" And he was like, "Man, you know what I'm saying? Something happened. I had to go handle some business." She was like, "You out here fucking on them bitches?" I was like, "Yo, you are in jail. Like, like this is what you're worried about in jail, man? Like you have a lot of the more things to worry about than him fucking on some bitches outside while you locked up. Like, come on, man." But I thought that shit
See,
was funny though, because that was such a woman response.
it's such a one, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't think it was funny because it's like, come on, man. Like I'm out here living in a car.
Yeah,
I, I'm, I'm trying to get a job. I'm trying to write this book. My
yeah,
brother
you
trying to
worrying
get
about
3.
fucking on somebody.
Yeah, like my brother trying to get 3 grand. So I'm sitting here trying to get myself
Mm-hmm.
together and trying to see if I can help my brother out. And the first thing you talking
Mm-hmm.
about, am I fucking on some bitch or something?
That's hilarious.
Man, it's like like you don't know what I'm going through out here, man.
At all. At all.
So, yeah, man. So definitely, I fucks with this
Yeah,
movie.
man. All right, man. You ready for the Fire Flames?
Let's do these.
All right.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
All right, man. So what you giving it?
Man, I am giving this movie for what it is. First of all, you got to shout out to the cast. We named everybody, man. Kiki Palmer, John Boyega, Rotimi. This was
Mm-hmm.
before Rotimi really got like really hot out here in these streets.
Yep.
Glenn Plummer is a he's a black legend. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Like
Yep.
yeah, we fought with him because like OG Bobby Johnson is just like that's just one of those in our community, one of those legendary roles. But he's had
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of guest appearances. Man, he was the homeless guy in The Day After Tomorrow.
Yep.
He was the guy that drove the convertible in Speed. You know what I'm saying? He had a little
Mm-hmm.
quick little Speed cameo. So you seen Glenn Plummer? You know what I'm saying? He was in
Mm-hmm.
Menace to Society. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So yeah, he's just one of those dudes where you always see him, but you know he just don't never get his props. DeAndre Bonds was in this joint, so and the cast was really good for this movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it a 4.5, and
Okay.
I get what you were saying, but I think that for him to really only get one win and have so many losses, I think that that's life. You know, that's
Yeah.
why I teach my kids all the time. I tell them, yo, life ain't fair. Dad, why you always say that? I'm like, because it's not. A lot of shit ain't gonna go
Yeah.
your way. And you have to learn how to deal with disappointment. Because I was like, yeah, I don't want you to be disappointed, but you have to know not to go shoot up some shit just because some shit didn't go your way. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that what this movie shows you is like how how fast shit can crumble and it just keeps crumbling and then like the shit don't get no better because there's a lot of people who have gotten out of jail and shit did not get better for them. And I think that's
Yeah.
what this movie showed us. So yeah, it would have been nice to see like the storybook ending. We didn't get it, but I think that was the whole point of the movie. So I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Okay. For me, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Only because, like I said, the story is just it was just like gut punch after gut punch, and the acting was amazing. Um, John Boyega did a great job. Rotimi did a great job. Um, I mean, everybody did a great job. Shout out to Kalita Smith. She did an amazing job as well to be able to play a drug addict and an alcoholic and not be one is that's kudos to that. Because she was very believable in this movie. Um, but to me, it was just the story, man. I just wanted him to get a few more wins. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted him to get a few more wins, or at least a major win. That would have been nice too. But outside of that, everything was good. I liked the movie. I ain't had no problem with it. 3.5.
That's what's up, man.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into the coming soon, bro.
Let's do it.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
All right, man. What we got next?
All right, y'all. So this is something that we did last year. We figured that we'll do it again for y'all. We can't just celebrate my favorite month of October. We have to also celebrate the bullshit month of December.
Yes.
Y'all know the movie that we doing. I am definitely this guy, and we starting off our. Did we give it a name? I don't know if we gave it a name.
I don't think so.
Well, all right. So basically, we're doing our Christmas themed movies for the
Yep.
month of December, and we're doing Who I Am, man. We got the Grinch coming up. You know what I mean? We got the Grinch. You know what I'm saying? With the guy, we're doing the one with Jim Carrey, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. We're doing the Jim Carrey version of the Grinch, and that's what we got coming up. Man, we got a lineup for y'all, man. We
Yeah,
definitely got
man.
a lineup. So
Definitely.
it's gonna we got oh man, it's some dates I'm looking at. I'm ready for those. Yeah, I'm not a Christmas person, but we got some ones on here. We definitely gonna get some great fucking laughs off.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I can't wait, man. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the show, if you thought that, what I'm saying, this movie was amazing, or if you didn't like the movie, or what I'm saying, you thought Daytona was a stupid name too, hit us up, man. Let us know on the socials, man. Instagram is Twitter at View9Pod, Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. And you can let us know all about it. You can send us suggestions in and all that good stuff. If you'd like to find me, you can hit me up on Twitter at Scrooge Bronson. I have a link in the bio. You can find me everywhere else there. Also, don't forget, man, go stream my album. It's called Elation. It's on all music platforms. Go check that out.
And for me, y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram and on Twitter at 28 minutes or less pod. That's just on IG. Follow the podcast 28 minutes or less. So all major platforms. Last episode I put out was Ugly of Us. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about the guy Uncle Washington, and it was a conversation that we used to have on the 28 no on the Stolen Time podcast about his saying was, oh man, well it started out where he would say, if you show them our ugly side, they would think ugly of us. So I was just
Mm-hmm.
taking my view on, I understand what he was saying and why he had that interpretation of it. And I also gave my side of how I viewed it just a little bit differently than he did. So um that's what I did on the last episode, which I think it was episode 107, if I'm not mistaken. So go check that out on all major platforms.
That's what's up, man. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Um, until the next episode, man. Like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.